The story of the Gao Empire is a captivating saga that unfolds against the backdrop of West Africa's rich and diverse history. Nestled along the banks of the Niger River, this empire rose to prominence during a time of great cultural exchange and transformation. To understand the significance of the Gao Empire, it is essential to delve into the broader historical context of the region. West Africa has long been a crucible of human civilization, home to vibrant societies and dynamic cultures. From the ancient empires of Ghana and Mali to the bustling trade cities of Timbuktu and Jen, the region has been shaped by a complex interplay of political, economic, and cultural forces. The Niger River, with its life-giving waters and fertile lands, served as a vital artery of commerce and communication, connecting distant communities and facilitating the exchange of goods and ideas. Amidst this cultural tapestry emerged the Gao Empire, a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of the people of the Sahel region. Founded in the 8th century CE, the empire flourished for over 6 centuries, leaving an indelible mark on the landscape of West Africa. Its rise to power was propelled by a combination of factors, including favorable geographic location, agricultural productivity, and strategic alliances. The roots of the Gao Empire can be traced back to the ancient civilizations that flourished along the Niger River Valley. Prior to the emergence of the empire, the region was inhabited by a diverse array of ethnic groups, each with its own social and political structures. Among these early societies were the Soninke, who founded the legendary empire of Ghana and the Tuareg, renowned for their nomadic lifestyle and mastery of desert trade routes. The influence of these predecessor states played a significant role in shaping the trajectory of the Gao Empire. From the Soninke, the Gao rulers inherited a legacy of centralized authority and administrative sophistication, laying the groundwork for the empire's future governance structure. Meanwhile, the Tuareg nomads contributed to the empire's economic prosperity by facilitating trade across the Sahara Desert. Connecting Gao to lucrative markets in North Africa and beyond, the Gao Empire was officially founded in the 8th century CE under the leadership of King Za Kumba I. According to oral tradition, Za Kumba I was a charismatic ruler who unified the disparate tribes of the Niger River Valley through a combination of diplomacy and military conquest. Under his reign, Gao emerged as a regional power, exerting influence over neighboring territories and establishing itself as a formidable force in West Africa. The early expansion of the Gao Empire was fueled by a combination of factors, including population growth, agricultural productivity, and strategic alliances. As the empire grew, it absorbed smaller kingdoms and chiefdoms, incorporating their resources and manpower into its burgeoning domain. This process of territorial expansion was facilitated by the empire's control over key trade routes, which enabled it to accumulate wealth and maintain a standing army capable of projecting power throughout the region. The political structure of the Gao Empire was characterized by a centralized system of administration and a highly developed bureaucracy. At the heart of this system was the imperial court, which served as the seat of government and the locus of power. Surrounding the emperor were a cadre of appointed officials, each responsible for overseeing specific aspects of governance and administration. The empire was divided into administrative districts, known as provinces, each governed by a provincial governor appointed by the emperor. These governors were tasked with collecting taxes, maintaining order, and implementing imperial decrees within their respective jurisdictions. Beneath them were local administrators, known as village chiefs or district heads, who administered justice and resolved disputes at the grassroots level. The bureaucracy of the Gao Empire was organized along hierarchical lines, with officials ranked according to their proximity to the emperor and the importance of their portfolios. At the apex of the bureaucratic hierarchy was the vizier, or chief minister, who served as the emperor's most trusted advisor and chief administrator. Beneath the vizier were a myriad of lesser officials including scribes, tax collectors, and military commanders, each playing a vital role in the functioning of the imperial government. Leadership in the Gao Empire was hereditary, with succession typically passing from father to son within the ruling dynasty. The emperor, or Mai, was regarded as both a political and spiritual leader, wielding absolute authority over the affairs of state. His legitimacy was derived from a combination of royal lineage, military prowess, and religious sanction, with the emperor often being revered as a semi-divine figure by his subjects. Succession was not always a smooth process, however, and rival claimants to the throne often vied for power following the death of a monarch. To mitigate the risk of dynastic conflict, The Gao rulers implemented various succession laws and protocols designed to ensure a smooth transition of power. In some cases, the emperor would designate his chosen heir before his death, thereby preempting potential disputes and consolidating the legitimacy of the new ruler. Despite these precautions, succession crises were not uncommon in the Gao Empire, and rival factions frequently engaged in political intrigue and armed conflict to secure control of the throne. The stability of the empire often depended on the strength of the ruling dynasty and the ability of successive emperors to assert their authority over potential challengers. In times of weakness or instability, external powers would sometimes exploit dynastic rivalries to further their own interests. Posing a threat to the integrity and cohesion of the empire, the economic prosperity of the Gao Empire was deeply rooted in its agricultural productivity and efficient resource management. The fertile lands along the Niger River provided abundant opportunities for cultivation, allowing the empire to sustain a large and growing population. The primary crops grown in the region included millet, sorghum, rice, and maize, which formed the dietary staples of the empire's inhabitants. Resource management played a crucial role in ensuring the sustainability of agricultural practices within the empire. The Gao rulers implemented various irrigation techniques, including the construction of canals and reservoirs, to harness the waters of the Niger River and maximize crop yields. In addition to agriculture, the empire also exploited natural resources such as gold, salt, and iron ore, which were traded both domestically and internationally. One of the key drivers of the Gao Empire's economic prosperity was its strategic location along the trans-Saharan trade routes. These ancient trade networks connected West Africa to the Mediterranean world, facilitating the exchange of goods and ideas between the Saharan hinterland and the civilizations of North Africa and beyond. The Gao Empire capitalized on its position as a gateway between the Sahel, the Sahara, establishing lucrative trade relationships with merchants from across the Islamic world. Gold, ivory, and slaves were among the empire's most valuable exports, while salt, textiles, and luxury goods were imported in return. The city of Gao emerged as a bustling commercial hub, attracting merchants and traders from as far away as Egypt, Persia, and Arabia. The trans-Saharan trade routes not only enriched the coffers of the Gao Empire, but also fostered cultural exchange and cross-cultural interaction. The empire became a melting pot of diverse ethnicities, languages, and religious beliefs, as merchants and travelers from different regions converged on its markets and caravanserais. This cosmopolitan atmosphere contributed to the cultural vibrancy and intellectual dynamism of the empire, leaving an enduring legacy that transcended its borders. The cultural flourishing of the Gao Empire was epitomized by its magnificent architecture and sophisticated urban planning. The city of Gao itself was a testament to the empire's grandeur, with its imposing fortifications, bustling markets, and sprawling palaces. The architectural style of the empire was characterized by a fusion of indigenous African traditions and Islamic influences, resulting in the construction of mosques, madrasas, and palatial complexes adorned with intricate carvings and geometric patterns. Urban planning was a central concern of the Gao rulers, who sought to create orderly and aesthetically pleasing cities that reflected the empire's status as a center of civilization. Streets were laid out in a grid pattern, with markets, mosques, and administrative buildings strategically located at key intersections. Water management was also a priority, with elaborate systems of wells, cisterns, and aqueducts ensuring a reliable supply of water to the city's inhabitants. Education and scholarship flourished in the Gao Empire, supported by a network of madrasas, libraries, and centers of learning. Islamic education played a central role in shaping the intellectual landscape of the empire, with scholars studying the Quran, Hadith, and Islamic jurisprudence under the guidance of learned teachers. In addition to religious education, the Gao rulers also patronized the arts and sciences, sponsoring the translation of classical texts and the production of original works in fields such as astronomy, mathematics, and medicine. The city of Timbuktu, located within the territory of the Gao Empire, emerged as a renowned center of learning during this period, attracting scholars and students from across the Islamic world. Its libraries house thousands of manuscripts, written in Arabic and indigenous African languages, on subjects ranging from theology and philosophy to history and literature. The intellectual achievements of the scholars of Timbuktu helped to spread knowledge and enlightenment throughout the empire and beyond, leaving an indelible mark on the intellectual history of West Africa. The military might of the Gao Empire was instrumental in its expansionist ambitions and territorial acquisitions. From its early days, the empire engaged in a series of conquests and annexations, expanding its borders through a combination of diplomacy, warfare, and strategic alliances. The Gao rulers were adept military strategists, leveraging their control over key trade routes and riverine networks to project power into neighboring territories. Conquests were often motivated by economic incentives, as the empire sought to gain control over valuable resources and trade routes. The Gao Empire's military campaigns extended as far north as the Sahara Desert and as far south as the savannas of modern-day Nigeria. The empire's military prowess was bolstered by a standing army composed of professional soldiers, supplemented by levies from vassal states and allied tribes. In addition to its expansionist ambitions, the Gao Empire also employed defensive strategies and warfare tactics to safeguard its borders and protect its interests. Fortifications played a crucial role in the empire's defensive posture, with cities and settlements fortified against external threats. Walls, watchtowers, and moats were constructed to deter would-be invaders and provide a bulwark against enemy incursions. The Gao Empire's military doctrine emphasized mobility, flexibility, and adaptability, allowing its forces to respond swiftly to changing circumstances on the battlefield. Cavalry units, armed with spears, bows, and swords, formed the backbone of the empire's army, while infantry and archers provided support from behind fortified positions. Guerrilla tactics and ambushes were also employed to harass and disrupt enemy supply lines, weakening their resolve and sapping their strength. Religious practices and spiritual beliefs played a significant role in the cultural landscape of the Gao Empire, with Islam emerging as a dominant faith during this period. The spread of Islam was facilitated by trans-Saharan trade networks and the influence of Muslim merchants and scholars who traveled to the region from North Africa and the Middle East. Over time, Islam became deeply intertwined with indigenous African religions, giving rise to a syncretic blend of beliefs and practices. Local traditions and customs were incorporated into Islamic rituals and ceremonies, creating a unique cultural synthesis that reflected the diverse heritage of the empire's inhabitants. The rulers of the Gao Empire embraced Islam as a unifying force, using it to legitimize their authority and foster social cohesion among the empire's ethnically diverse population. Rituals and ceremony played an important role in religious life within the Gao Empire, serving as occasions for communal worship, celebration, and commemoration. Mosques served as centers of religious activity, where Muslims gathered for daily prayers, Friday sermons, and special occasions such as Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. In addition to Islamic rituals, the empire's inhabitants also observed traditional African ceremonies honoring ancestors, spirits, and deities. These rituals often involve music, dance, and sacrifices, as well as the recitation of oral poetry and proverbs. Festivals and religious processions provided opportunities for social interaction and cultural exchange, reinforcing the bonds of community and identity within the empire. Despite its military might and cultural achievements, the Gao Empire eventually succumbed to a combination of internal dissension and external threats. Dynastic rivalries and succession disputes weakened the empire's central authority, leading to factionalism and infighting among the ruling elite. At the same time, external threats from neighboring states and empires, such as the Songhai Empire to the west and the Fulani Jihad to the east, put additional pressure on the empire's already fragile borders. The decline and fragmentation of the Gao Empire marked the end of an era in West African history, but its legacy endured in the collective memory of the region's inhabitants. The empire's cultural achievements, economic prosperity, and military prowess left an indelible mark on the socio-political landscape of West Africa, shaping the course of history for centuries to come. Although the empire itself may have faded into obscurity, its spirit lived on in the traditions, customs, and aspirations of the peoples who inherited its legacy. The study of the Gao Empire holds profound implications for our understanding of West African history and the broader dynamics of human civilization. By unraveling the mysteries of this forgotten empire, we gain insight into the complexities of state formation, economic development, and cultural exchange in pre-colonial Africa. The rise and fall of the Gao Empire underscore the resilience and ingenuity of the peoples of West Africa, who navigated the challenges of political instability, environmental change, and external pressures with resourcefulness and adaptability. The empire's legacy lives on in the traditions, customs, and identities of the region's inhabitants, serving as a testament to the enduring spirit of innovation and resilience that continues to shape the course of African history to this day.